Okay, so my first question, can you tell us about how your band was formed and about all of your roles in the band?
You start.
So, me and Rich were in a couple of bands.
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles. And you know, our singer had gone off to North Carolina, I think it was. And
we had some babies.
And we had this crazy vision. I was like, dude, we want like a female lead singer. For some reason, we're like, we just totally agreed on it. And then I don't think it, like, we were just creating like, you know, demo tracks and stuff. I saw her at Asia perform at like an open mic, right? And
like, yeah.
She had some technical difficulties, like I think I don't know if the strings
no,
broke.
no one running the PA.
No one running the
like,
PA. She started and stopped. And to be honest with you, there was a guy right before her that was singing like Hallelujah, and everyone was like, "This guy's amazing," you know.
Which was a song at the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh,"
everyone
really
did
belting.
that song.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Dude, this guy's awesome." And then she came on after. I was like, and what was amazing is that like with her lyrics and the melodies, they like you can see what she was talking about immediately. She was like almost running a projector for the audience.
Yeah.
And immediately I just went up to her and said, would you like to play with us or jam with us or listen to some of our stuff? And then I think I picked you up.
I was kind of in sad shape at that point in my life.
Yeah. Well, no, we just went. Me and Rich went over to her house, and
we got some tacos and stuff. We got tacos.
We had to like bribe them.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but I think I remember I was like, dude, I found her singer.
And I was like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I know she's going to be a very pretty girl. I know that much. She can sing, and I don't know. And then it was like we got her down the downtown rehearsal at the time, and my boy was rocking the drums then, and we hit like one note, and I was like, ugh! And then I lost feeling in my left arm, and I was like, and I pulled her out, and I was like, you know this shit's real, right? Like, I'm not the serious guy, you know what I mean? But I was like, I had to, you know this is real, you know? It was in.
I need you.
What? Yeah, I need you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where in LA were you playing?
Downtown rehearsal.
No, you mean where he saw me?
Yeah.
It was
BBK?
No, it's
Universal
called
City Walk.
What was
Universal Bar and Grill.
Oh, it was at the Universal.
The Universal Bar and Grill.
Still there.
It's my second show.
Random.
The first one was at like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I just like was setting stuff up.
What songs did you play?
I had an album. I like
Hallelujah.
made a CD. I burned
I
a
don't
CD.
think I can fly.
Really? That's it?
I like burned a CD off of my laptop.
Yeah.
You know, I was like
Hell yeah.
writing on all of them and like packaging them and myself, which I've done several times.
That's awesome.
And
Basically, we still do it.
yeah, we still do that now. No, but that's where we
Were
met.
those the right lyrics?
That was
And I
probably
don't think
one.
I
I
can
don't really
fly.
want to remember.
But I still like to try. Tempt. Okay.
I love it. I love that you remember. Who are some of your guys' biggest musical influences, and how have they shaped the sound of your band? Of Nico
Well, it's
Vega?
interesting. We all have different.
Definitely different.
Like I've always loved like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and like funk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I remember when I first was learning bass. I don't know how long ago, but I listened to a lot of James Brown, Funk Brothers.
Yeah.
James Jameson. Like I don't play like him, but I love just his the way he plays. Because I was a bass player first, and the only reason I became a drummer for the first iteration of this band is because nobody could hold just a beat. They kept on doing fills, like that's not the beat. The fill is not the beat. So it worked out for me. And my dad loved Creedence Clearwater, The Doors, Your Tattoo.
Yep.
Anything Woodstock.
Yeah.
He was always playing.
Classic.
Yeah, same with. Yeah, my dad influenced me very much on music. He's always a big music lover. And then, when you start getting your own flavor and stuff, and I, was like, as a kid, obviously Black Sabbath and anything dark and heavy, and then, you get a little older, you like the funk, Eddie Hazel from Funked Out was a big inspiration, guitar player, Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath, the Rolling Stones vibe. I'll just leave it at that.
big Tina Turner fan. So she's probably my heaviest influence, I would say. I think when I first heard Janis Joplin and Tina Turner, like I sort of transformed my idea of what a female singer could do.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of how I developed into being a lead singer. And then, you know, I've also really been always attracted to these like character voices. Love Mick Jagger, love Bob Dylan, I love Johnny Cash, so those influences are in there too. I think it's just because I have also the lack of range in my voice. I like tend to just I have a very specific range, and I tend to like push my range, you know, and I love the breakups and the character flaws and like the sort of the defects, and so that's pretty much where a lot of my influences have come from.
I mean, I think what's cool about this band is, you know, it's funny to hear them talk about influences, but everybody in this band's personality is so connected to their instrument, and everyone is who they are. There's never really been an identity crisis with Nico Vega. We're never like, what should this song sound like? Let's like have a meeting and really be intellectual about it. It just kind of is what it is, and as loud as all of the personalities in this band are off stage or in the studio, it's the personalities are just as loud.
Yeah.
So for better, take it.
But you're like, I would say for him, he's not saying
Except
it, but
me.
like, he's a very anthemic drummer, and I would say that those influences, like, you know, he was a Bon Jovi fan early on.
That's true.
Like, he definitely kind of brings in some of those, that heavier underbelly, you know, and I think that's kind of what makes it.
But that's also a reaction
really
to your
like,
voice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's what you bring out of me.
Yeah. So.
The steel horse.
Yeah, that's probably.
I was going to ask you about your recording process. So how do you go about that? Do you sing first? Do they play first? And also like your songwriting process with that. Like, do you sing first? Is there a melody first? Like, how does that?
It kind of
Or is it
also
all just at the same
simultaneously occurs. Sometimes it starts with a bass line. Sometimes it starts with a drum beat. Sometimes it starts with a guitar riff. Usually never starts with lyrics. We only have one song of all time ever written like that, and it's our opener now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was singing that in my car. But besides that, it always usually just comes from like one person being inspired, and then we just immediately all fall in place. I feel like we can kind of make a song out of anything, which can also be like a blessing and a curse.
Really?
I mean, back in the early days.
We'll follow any path.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you know, we can do something with this, but, you know, I think, the stuff that's really, the cream rises, you know, and the rest of it kind of just falls by the wayside. So I think we just trust the process. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just, I agree with what she's saying. And back in the old days, we would just, any song we wrote basically got played live and went on the record just because we thought it was all awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we maybe got a little more discerning at this point, but yeah.
We're just able to end in our place right now where we can create so much, and we've got like a really clear avenue to do that, which was before it was like we would write music and then a year later record it, whereas now it's like we write music and record it.
Well,
sometimes in the same day, pretty much in the same fucking day.
He's since become like a incredible producer, so that's been allowed us to kind of take our voice and like immediately, you know, put it into fruition. Whereas like he's saying a long time ago, I was always trying to find a translator, and then you're trusting whoever you're working with instead of us. So we make our own records now because he has the ability to help, you know, communicate everything, and so that process has changed our band for sure. It's made it so infinitely easier.
How do you think it's changed your sound? Do you think it has? Like
I think we sound more like ourselves now than we ever did. It's more like what's on the stage is also on the record. Yeah.
For years, it was, our live show was always kind of the heart and soul of what we did. And then we would make a record and all our fans would complain, you know. And they'd be like, why does it not sound like the live show? And we'd be like, well, we tried, you know, but, you go through the filter. We would make things like 2 times. We'd make every record like 2 or 3 times and still not capture it, you know? So, I mean, in the end of the day, like, it's you learning to trust yourselves and knowing that the band's identity is what makes us who we are, and not trying to, like, in the studio improve on that. You know, it's just trying to expand it.
Yeah. You should tell your fans if they want to hear what you sound like live to just go to a show.
Well, that's what we.
Well,
that's
now
what,
the
that's what we
recordings
used
are
to say.
sounding more.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
we were road dogs, you know. We toured so much.
lot.
Like
Yeah.
it's nice to have an album. Like our goal is to have something that we can put out into the world that represents us really well, so that it kind of alleviates some of the need to constantly.
Yeah.
And you know, a recording doesn't necessarily need to sound like a live show either. They can be two different things. It's really just about not like masking the personality of the band.
Yeah.
You know, or and allowing us to express ourselves the way we want.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are there certain themes or messages that are central to your music, and how do you incorporate these into your songs?
Like struggle. Yeah, struggle, like working through dark things, transmuting dark to light is pretty much an ongoing theme for the music, I would say. Yeah.
Sharing the pain and the glory of life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Just
yeah.
being
That
real.
sums up.
That sums up art in a way.
Yeah, definitely. So can you talk about your latest release or any upcoming projects that you have? So what can fans expect?
Well, we just released a song and video called "Crazy Things."
Yeah.
We do for love. You do for love.
Yeah, crazy things we do
for love. I mess this up constantly. But yeah, we dropped that basically the first day of our tour that we're just wrapping up here at Lollapalooza. And please check it out.
Oh,
That's the second song we put out on this cycle, and we have about 30 more in the can. So
we're talking about dropping an EP in September right now, so I think that's our hopefully next timeline.
Okay.
And then we're just going to continue to release material very frequently at this point.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. And then, how has being based in Chicago influenced your music, and what do you think makes the city's music scene unique?
Based in Chicago?
Yeah.
This guy.
We're based in LA.
Oh, you're based in LA?
But he's from Chicago.
Yeah. Well, then
So that's
okay. That's probably why I have this in my notes. So how have you being based in Chicago influenced your music?
For a second, I was like, oh man, is this whole interview leading towards that one question?
No.
No. Well, for me, like this is where my music experience came from because I was born and raised here.
Where in Chicago?
Right across the street from Douglas Park,
Oh, nice.
15th of California.
Okay, nice.
And my dad, well, right across the street was Douglas Park, and it was super gang ridden, lots of murders and stuff, and right by the projects. But on Saturday mornings, like when it was like heavy Mexican, there was a lot of Mexicans there. 9 o'clock in the morning, don't think, ya no sé qué pasa. Like I was like, I wanted to sleep on Saturday.
Nope.
Dad's like, vámonos. We're going to, watch some soccer games and stuff, and it was all day. But there was a lot of music, especially in that neighborhood. My dad, I remember across the street, like he had 8 tracks. Creedence Clearwater, Janis Joplin, anybody. Yeah, he had 8 tracks. And I remember just being blown away from that. And then I went to Lollapalooza. I think it was like one of the early Lollapaloozas when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And so I've always, there's a great blues scene as well. With some great blues musicians. And so I remember going to Tribe Called Quest. I went to Sade.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I went to. Well, actually, to be honest with you, I wasn't able to go to Tribe Called Quest because it was a shooting outside, and so it was canceled. So I think somebody got killed, and so that's how I grew up.
Awesome. And then I just have 2 general questions. So, do you guys have any advice for any younger artists looking to pursue music?
Don't believe, people be like, you can't do it. No matter if you come from a rich family or poor family, it's going to be the same shit. Like, you're out of your mind if you think you can do this in this business or be a professional, whatever. And it's fucking a crapshoot. It's a dice roll, but hell, what else are you going to do,
I would say, make your own bed, don't wait for something to happen or some lucky moment, or just get out there, do it, love what you do, and just continue to do it. Don't have some fantasy about how it's supposed to work out or what. Do it because you love it, or don't do it. and that's it. It's not about like where you're getting, it's about the journey there.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I mean, that kind of answers my next question. So I was going to say, can you describe your road to Lollapalooza? Not physically, how did you get here, but like in your music world?
Oh, because I thought there was a Delta flight.
Yeah, the Delta. I can't fly Delta. I've had the worst experience on Delta. I'm never flying it.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I don't want to hear about it because I have a lot of...
Miles, he needs a jiggling plane.
No,
Well,
I
we
can't.
broke up, I think, in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so us being here at Lollapalooza is definitely the culmination of definitely a uphill climb.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you had, asked me a year and a half ago if we'd be, here promoting music with a whole record in the can, with Mike, the original drummer, playing bass, and we'd be coming off of a tour that did really well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have believed you. So it's like extremely inspiring to me. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished, and I'm so excited to keep going and see if we can right the wrongs of the past and really fulfill. I think what we all really believe in this project, and I think we all felt like we had unfinished business, and so, Mike, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Awesome. I don't have anything else. You guys have anything else you want to add?
No, yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for meeting with me. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having it.
Thank you.